Hello, Butterfingers here from Sockwood Studios. Today we're going to do a quick little rundown on exactly what you're going to need to make good quality glass. Now I know there's been a bunch of arguments around that you can do glass on the cheap and quickly, you don't have to have a kiln and all this. We're not messing around with that. We're not messing with vermiculite. We're not going to try and heat things up and try and guess about the temperature. We're going to get the real materials to make sure that we can do this. Now, understandably, this is going to get expensive. Now, this is one of those more expensive hobbies you get into. It's not like model cars where you buy 50, 60 bucks worth of paint and glue and you're ready to roll. Kind of more along the lines of airplanes and remote control cars where you got a couple grand invested and you're gonna have hours of fun with that $1,000. So that's kind of where we're going at now. One of the most important things that I believe in is a hood. Now a hood is going to be able to bring the air that you have coming into the environment and evacuate it. It's going to move all the air, all the particulates, it's going to pick them up and move them out. And that's what you want to do. You want to evacuate the space as much as possible. The most important things about those particulates, they cause cancer. They'll kill you very quickly. Very, very dangerous craft we're working with. So this is the most important piece of machinery that you're going to have in a studio. Now, the next thing you're going to need is a small kiln. Vermiculite does work for making small objects such as trinkets, necklaces, beads, and so on. When you get into bigger pieces, you're talking about hollow pieces, say you're dealing with Christmas ornaments or perfume bottles, you're going to want to get a kiln, or at least a bead kiln. Something that's going to be able to get that stuff to the right temperature for our purposes as a hot glass, bourselet blowers, stuff like that, you know, flame workers. We're only going to need something that's 10 by 10 at the biggest. It depends on what you're going to make. Now, of course, we have bigger kilns. We're not talking about these huge expensive kilns for thousands and thousands of dollars. We're talking about, you know, a budget type thing. So we're going to try and stay down in that $1,200 range as far as a complete package. So basically you're looking for a small bead kiln, which is very versatile and you can do lots of stuff with. Next on the agenda is the torch. Now, a torch can range in size from the smallest jeweler's torch that blows out 1/16 of an inch of flame or smaller, or the biggest glass torch I've seen is around 1.5 feet. We're not going to go that big. We're going to say we're going for a nice usable torch. Now, I have seen torches that have been used with MAPP gas. These do work. MAPP gas can get expensive, and especially if you're doing bigger pieces, but for just starting out without having to invest in a bunch of stuff, then yes, you can use a MAPP gas torch. Of course, you're going to be limited. Now, if you're talking about doing beads and stuff like that, no problem. It'll work fine for you. As I said, here's the thing where you get into about the size of your thumb, it starts to be a little bit too much work for the hassle. So, we're going to go for a average torch. We're going to say something that blows a 1/2 inch of flame. That way you have some versatility and some workability until you decide to get bigger. I recommend a Carlisle CC Plus. Now, this is an expensive torch, but the versatility to me is perfect. I can get a very, very small flame. I can get the flame down to about 1/8 of an inch, if not smaller, but all the way up to 1.5 inches. And that to me is priceless. I have the use, I have the versatility to where I can make pretty much everything and anything that I need right now, and until I decide to expand, then that's what we're stuck with. And looking at all the torches that are available out there, that was my choice. So there are many other choices out there for you, and of course you've got to choose for yourself. Of course, here's the other end of the spectrum. We also have surface mix and internal mix torches. I enjoy an internal mix torch only because of the fact that it uses less gas. Yes, we can get less pressures and less volumes per se out of a surface mix torch, but honestly, in my experience, I use twice as much gas with a surface mix torch because I just like to burn. So for the same amount of gas, I can burn some glass with the internal mix. So that's where I'm at. So now we've covered our torch, we've covered our kiln, and we've covered our exhaust system. Those things are pretty much the most important things you're going to be dealing with. You can make tools out of damn near anything out there. I've seen tools made out of screen, I've seen tools made out of gloves, and of course, the original newspaper or a piece of wood soaked in water. Perfect, either way. Tools that you are going to need. You're going to need some things to actually manipulate and grab the glass, because what good's the glass if it hits the ground and you can't pick it up and it's covered in dirt or sand or it catches the house on fire? You got to be able to pick it up. Well, these aren't going to work, at least not more than once. So the idea being that you need some tools to pick up the glass with. Tweezers work well, very well. We also have some specialty tools out there which I do recommend checking out even if you are beginning. Some things are invaluable. A reamer, oh my goodness, gotta have a reamer. You can manipulate glass so much with just a little piece of carbon, even if it's off of a pencil. It's something that you can manipulate the glass with. I have used a wet pencil for a reamer when I was in a little bit of a mix, but it does work, just not very long. Other things you're gonna need is one of these little guys right here. Now, these will help you in so many ways. As long as you've got a pair of tweezers and these guys right here and a reamer, you can pretty much do what you need to working off of a surface top, being of steel or metal of some type. So that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with the basics. We're gonna say that you can do it. You can get started for about $1,000, a little bit more maybe, and that'll get you down the road. So that's my idea, that's my 2 cents. So of course, throw some comments down below and we'll do another video. Thanks.